So it's dark 30. I'm sitting here with my brother, and he's kind of camera shy. He's afraid that
Camera steal your
somebody's
soul.
yeah, his camera steal your soul, and what was that I don't want him on camera because I'm afraid somebody's going to see him and then they're going to want him for themselves. But let's talk about what happened tonight, because I feel like I'm just going to be straight up. I'm not going to go talk behind nobody's back, and I'm not going to trash them behind their back and say this. I'm going to tell you what I seen. I seen just racing. Now, I see a man out there that is known to be fast, that is probably getting frustrated that he can't get around me and maintain getting around me. I managed to pass this driver, multiple times without running him over, without touching him. Every time he ran around me, as a matter of fact, every time he's ever went around me, I've either got a right rear from him, I've either got pushed or nudged. And that's just part of racing. That is what it is. I've never held any kind of malice towards it until tonight. And I did not have a problem with the hitting or the banging or the pushing or the shoving. Hell, I was having fun and I was learning stuff. This man got mad because in certain aspects on certain parts of the track, I was able to drive around him. I outdrove him. This man hits me under yellow, tries to spin me out under yellow. If that yellow had not come out, that man would have spun me or ran me up the track, whichever direction. You can see that in the video. The man hit me, bumped me multiple times on the track. And I will even give him the benefit of the doubt that was my fault, because our car is not the best car in the world. It is kind of squirrely. It's a handful to drive. I'm new and learning. So he's got an excuse for it. The problem I had is in the video, you will see him go around me. I will drive back up underneath him, coming out of 2. I will pull along beside him as we go into 3. This man came down from the top. He knew I was there. He looked me dead in my eyes as he did it. I maintained my line. I stayed at the bottom. This isn't like I came up the track and hit him. I stayed around the bottom. I kept running the same line I had been running. I had been stuck with what I knew worked. And he came down trying to cut me off. Instead of rolling out of it like I did and driving through, coming off the turn, he tried to cut my nose off. And when we ran around, again, that's what you choose. That's racing. That is racing. That is part of it. You got to try to throw a block in there. You got to try to fight for your position. That is racing. I wasn't mad that he did that. It was part of it. We could have reset and went right back at it. No. When I spun back around and pulled up alongside of him, this man sat in his car and flipped me off. Flipped me off. Wanted to act like a punk ass bitch, sat in his car and flipped me off. You got things to say with me or things to do with me, you get out of that car and we'll talk about it. But sitting there in your car, flipped me off, that's when I became upset. That's when I became pissed off. Wasn't pissed off at you hitting me under yellow. Wasn't pissed off at you pushing me and beating me around the track. That's part of racing. You've got a faster car. I've got a slower car. Now, problem number 2, track officials booting me off the track when we're probably both at fault. And okay, we both get booted, or I just got booted, whatever. That's the call you made, that's fine. But for the guy to stand there and wave at me like some little homosexual bitch in a smart-ass tone, That's uncalled for. Now you get to find out who I am. You could have just said, hey, off the track. I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. I'm not going to argue with you. Every time we go to this fucking racetrack, it is a fucking shit show. Pole setter gets to set the pace, and they black flag her for jumping the start. When everybody fucking else takes off, except for one car, they boot us to the back. They boot us a spot. Okay? Then tonight, supposed to start third. I will share you the link. My race pass reported us starting third. I lined up in my third position in staging. And the official moved me to the outside pole. So I was supposed to start third. Car wasn't there, car didn't show up, whatever happened, they moved me to the outside pole. And then they started the race like that. The flagman, which here's the confusing part, the flagman waves the screen, but the yellows are still out on the track. So nobody knew the takeoff, nobody knew what was going on. All we know is the green's coming out, so we got on it. Then all of a sudden I start hearing them on the radio hollering for some of the car to move up. And I'm thinking, okay, what the hell's going on here? Are you getting me for not taking off again? Because there's yellow lights on the track. What's going on here? So now you're making sure one of your track locals, one of your more favorite guys is getting his spot. But you move me back to fourth. And instead of, you make sure that asshole, sorry, Steven, I know you're not an asshole, but you make sure that guy gets his spot, but you don't have the decency to put me in my spot. You just say the fuck with me and throw me back. Again, that's more of the buddy system going on. Just like what happened in on that caution lap. Dan came down. I didn't give my spot. I didn't give my lineup. Was I supposed to just give it up? If I wanted to take the man out, I'd have drove that fucking bumper right through his quarter. When I'm mad, I don't think. I do. Brother will tell you that. I just do. No rhyme, no reason. I'm just going to do whatever pops into my head. I wasn't mad. I'm not going to tear my shit up. Not intentionally. Kyle Keller, all these guys will tell you, I've had a little bit of a steering geometry issue out of this car. And it has caused it to act goofy a couple of times. Maybe that's part of the reason why the car is squirrely. We don't know. We're not going to find out now because I'm not going to be messing with it. I am that person, I promise you. I don't want you to be afraid of me. I don't want nobody to fear me. I don't want to put no intimidation in me. That's why I went to my pits and I stayed in my pits. Dan comes all the way over there from his pit and he starts trying to tell me immediately how I'm wrong and how I should have just bowed down. And that, at one moment he's telling me, well, you're only racing for, the top 5. There's only 5 cars out of there. There's only, it ain't going to matter. You ain't running for points. He's telling me all these fucking reasons why I should have bowed down and backed down off of him. What did he say? He literally sat there and said,
I got to get around you somehow.
I got to get around you somehow. When I bring up the fact that you're beating and banging on me and pushing me, I got to get around you for somehow. But okay, great, that's awesome logic. But now all of a sudden the whole fucking thought and idea of, well, there's only 5 cars out there, what's it going to matter? That don't apply all of a sudden. When it's on your terms, it's okay. When the ball's in your court, it's fine to play by your rules. But when I try to drive back under you and fight for my spot, You moved down there, you shaved all that speed off, knowing that I was carrying speed. You literally sat there and told me, oh, you're only racing for top 2, top 3. There's only 5 cars out there. It's going to be the same no matter which way, where you finish. But then you tell me, you got to get around me somehow. Great logic. And for the record, I don't like paper trails. I don't want nobody to be afraid of me. I don't want nobody to fear me. That works out in my favor when you don't. Because that just means you won't see me coming. Restraining orders only work after the police have arrived. I don't want nobody paper trailing me out and finding me, linking me to some misfortunate accident. Man, Dan, I love you. I have a lot of respect for you. But I think you acted like an ass tonight. Totally inappropriate to sit there and flip me off when I'm trying to apologize. I just pissed off. I just spun that car around and just drove right into you. You can see I have a... Yeah, let's just end that there. I tried to apologize. You stood there, you sit there and fucking flip me off. Then you want to come down to my pit and tell me how I'm wrong. Instead of just being a big man, reaching out, shaking my hand. You can fucking hate me, still fucking shake my hand. Just because you dislike somebody or hate somebody, don't mean you sit there and just completely disrespect.
5 times we've been there.
Hold on. Okay, so let's go over it. I44. How many times have you fucked up? How many times can you continue to fuck up and not expect somebody to get fucking pissed off? Number one.
They put you.
No, the number one was the first night we were out there.
They didn't tell you to weigh in, and they placed you 6th.
Yeah, so we run 5th, a legitimate 5th. We've got it on video. And my race pass reported us 5th.
They tried to say we was in 6th.
And they tried to say it was 6th. And the driver that got placed in 5th will testify to that. Okay.
Then there was that black flag on the start.
Well, it wasn't a black flag, but they said we jumped the starting pole. They said, and all the cars but one on the outside had a little bit of an issue, but all the other cars took off. And I did the same thing. Before the first yellow, I mean, you can see it on the video. We've got it on video. I took off the same way the second time as I did the first time. But the second time, the yellow comes out the first time because 2 cars run the tire over. So they reset us. Well, on the second restart, they say we jumped the start. So they move us back. That's fine. Then there was the weigh-in issue where these crybabies are like, oh, we're not going to tell you to weigh in. Okay, and you ask them, well, what cars need to weigh in? Like top 5, but we're not going to tell you that. We're not going to call out the cars that need to weigh in. You just got to figure it out for yourself. Well, you know what? That's kind of fucking hard when there's 12, 13, 14 cars out there and you're running somewhere 6th or 7th and 2 cars pull off. Because that's what happened that night. We're running 6th or 7th and a couple cars in front of us broke. One ran out of gas, the other one broke. And that's the mysterious night that we ran 5th and somehow got bumped back to 6th. Again, that's favoritism. Not going to get around that. Everything that's happened out there has been favoritism. Again, and then here we are tonight where I was in my spot. I was third. They moved me to outside pole. They start the race like that. And if you'll notice in the video, they throw a green flag, but the fucking yellow lights are on. Yellow lights are on, green flag waves. We take off. Then the next thing we know, we're being told to move back. Not put me in my proper spot at starting spot, but the guy behind me gets to move up again. That's how we should have started. Instead, they moved me right here, where Stephen Beard was supposed to be. And, you know, I mean, okay, correct the issue. Put Stephen where he belongs. But do the same thing for me, too. And again, my whole fucking problem with the whole Dan thing, it was racing. I give him the benefit that he didn't see me down there. I give him the benefit that maybe I shouldn't have been down there.
You had every right to hold your line.
You know, I give him the benefit that running me running me down under yellow was an accident. I believe I give him the benefit that 1 and 2 trying to push me up was an accident. I believe that all of it was just racing. Until you sat in your car and started flipping me off. Not just once, twice, every chance you get. I'm sitting here trying to say sorry. And then I got this piece of shit track official. Can't just fucking be respectful about it and hey, hey, you got to get off the track. You got to give me one of these little fucking girly ass fucking bitch waves like it's something fucking special to you. Like it had some kind of fucking, you know, it made you fucking feel good to run me off the fucking track. That just comes off as our ulterior motive. To sit here and go, hey, bye. Like your fucking star shining fucking driver can't fucking find a way around me. He's this fucking legend. He's been doing it for all these fucking years. He can't find a fucking way to do it. Dan's no doubt fucking faster than me. If Dan ever would have got fucking held me for half a lap, he'd have been gone. I don't know. I managed to pass him a couple of times back, so I don't know. I don't think Dan's car was on A point. Don't show me malice or disrespect, because I damn sure would deliver it back.
Yeah.